Before the sun even rises, nature's race for survival has already begun. Beneath a thin veil of mist, the very breath of the land echoes like a warning. The water recedes, the earth dries, and the darkness still conceals the harshest of trials. Every gust of wind, every ripple, can alter a destiny. This is a place where the strong do not always win, but the resilient will endure. Life here is never static. It is forever on the verge of eruption. And in that fragile moment, nature reveals its full, primal power. On the sun-drenched plains, power is not a privilege. It is a burden. Here, lions do not merely form a family. They inhabit a fortress, forged of ferocity and fidelity. The vanguard of this fortress is the lionesses. They are phantoms in the scorched grass. Without the shield of a mane, nor a vainglorious roar, they wield a far more formidable weapon, coordinated patience. In the hunt, each lioness is a cog in a flawless machine of lethal precision. They hunt not for themselves, but to sustain an entire dynasty. The males, in turn, are the sovereigns, tasked with guarding the frontiers. However, this sovereignty is never permanent. A dominant male will hold his reign for perhaps only 2 to 3 years before being deposed by younger, more aggressive coalitions. The strength of the male and the strategy of the female are interwoven, creating an endless cycle of survival. One, the hunter, the other, the guardian. In the natural world, there is no equity, only the perfect symbiosis required to endure the rigors of time. The natural flow is being choked, and fresh water is becoming a scarce commodity. The sea encroaches upon the land, pushing ecosystems to a state of red alert. Rapid urbanization is steadily shrinking the habitats of wild species. Everglades National Park, an ecological treasure in the heart of America. A mystical and majestic space recognized with many prestigious titles across the globe. This is home to thousands of rare and endemic species of flora and fauna. Marshes, mangrove forests, and endless prairies combine to form a vibrant and captivating natural tapestry. Beneath the vast sky of southern Florida, a silent battle for survival unfolds each day. The blue eyes of a Florida panther track a white-tailed deer. The great cat glides through the mangrove trees like a stealthy phantom, awaiting the perfect moment to ambush its prey. Each of its steps is also a stand against the encroachment of urbanization, as today only just over 100 individuals remain in the wild. In the brackish water, an American alligator moves in silence, but the current is no longer what it once was. Rising sea levels have ravaged the areas where they used to breed. The Everglades, a land that gives life to an extraordinary biodiversity, is also a battleground where precious creatures face the most devastating changes of the natural world. Woven from the ancient stories of nature, the Everglades is a place where every creature, from the American alligator to the West Indian manatee, exists in a slow but vibrant dance. Everglades National Park is one of the most unique ecosystems in the world. Established in 1947, the park protects over 2,300 square miles of land. The Everglades is the largest tropical wilderness in the United States, and also the largest wilderness area east of the Mississippi River. Overcoming all challenges, the park was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. Its waters, like the arteries of the earth, were recognized by the Ramsar Convention as a wetland of international importance in 1987. The journey of the Everglades begins with an ancient geological story. It is a vast landmass resting on a layer of Miami limestone, formed millions of years ago during the Pleistocene epoch. Tiny marine organisms, corals, shells, and plankton died and left their sediments like silent pieces building the skeleton of this land. Unlike most national parks that protect geographic formations, Everglades National Park was created with a singular mission: to preserve a fragile ecosystem. It is the most significant breeding ground for tropical wading birds in North America and contains the largest mangrove ecosystem in the Western Hemisphere. The park is home to 36 threatened or protected species, including the Florida panther, the American alligator, and the West Indian manatee. The Everglades is also a haven for more than 350 species of birds, 300 species of fish, 40 species of mammals, and 50 species of reptiles. Freshwater sloughs and marl prairies, two of the 9 recognized ecosystems in the Everglades, silently weave their own rhythm of life. It all begins with the slow but constant movement of water, the essential element that shapes the identity of this land. In the freshwater sloughs, water flows gently from Lake Okeechobee southward at a rate of just 1,300 feet per day. From a distance, these waters may seem still, but they are in fact essential arteries that sustain the aquatic ecosystem, nurturing magnificent plants like sawgrass, which can grow up to 6 feet tall. In contrast, the marl prairies tell a different story. These grasslands are seasonally flooded. Water seeps through the marl, creating a thin sheet of water that lasts only a few months of the year. When the water recedes, periphyton, a mixture of algae and microorganisms clinging to the limestone, emerges and transforms into a gray mud, a silent symbol of the approaching dry season. Both these ecosystems are not just habitats, they also function as true natural reservoirs. They store water during the rainy season and release it gradually during the dry season. Thanks to this, the Everglades maintains its sweet flow and resists the saltwater intrusion from the nearby ocean. Every slough, every prairie is an indispensable piece of the puzzle, sustaining the lives of countless species. The abundance of fish, amphibians, and young birds in the marshes attracts many species of freshwater turtles and reptiles. Among them, the American alligator, Alligator mississippiensis, plays a crucial role. A living icon of this ecosystem, the American alligator not only exists, but also maintains the natural balance. The flooded sloughs and marl prairies are essential habitats where the American alligator thrives. Although it once faced extinction in the 20th century, the species was removed from the endangered species list in 1987. Thanks to active conservation efforts, the American alligator population has increased significantly, being more abundant in the Everglades than anywhere else in Florida. From being considered a critical patient on the endangered species list, there are now over 1,250,000 individuals in Florida alone. Mature male alligators can reach lengths of 13 to 15 feet, while females are smaller, reaching a maximum of 10 feet. However, in southern Florida, both sexes tend to be smaller, with characteristically broad snouts. The female alligator chooses high ground to build her nest, protecting her eggs from floods that could destroy them in just a few hours. The nests can be up to 3 feet high and are carefully guarded by the mother throughout the 58 to 63-day incubation period. In the early stages of its life, an American alligator's diet consists mainly of insects, small fish, and frogs. As it grows, the alligator expands its menu. It hunts larger fish, turtles, birds, and even small mammals. They often position themselves on the banks of freshwater sloughs or marl prairies, where they can remain motionless for over 90% of the time. For larger prey, like the white-tailed deer or wild hog, the alligator uses its famous technique known as the death roll. They spin their bodies, tearing and completely unbalancing the prey, leaving no chance for escape. We have seen the American alligator as an apex predator, but its most crucial role is revealed when the dry season arrives. As the water level in the sloughs recedes, the alligator uses its powerful snout and tail to dig deep holes, known as gator holes. These holes are not just a refuge for the alligator itself. When much of the Everglades dries up, they become the last oases, precious reservoirs of fresh water. Fish, turtles, birds, and even mammals come here to survive the harsh, dry season. In this way, the American alligator unwittingly becomes an ecosystem engineer. It not only hunts to survive, but it also shapes its habitat, becoming an unwilling guardian for dozens of other species. Without these engineers, life in the Everglades would struggle to survive through the scorching summer months. It is also in these still waters that the great blue heron spreads its wings, a living emblem of the Everglades ecosystem. Standing up to 4 feet tall with a wingspan of nearly 7 feet, it is the largest heron in North America. The freshwater sloughs, natural channels where water flows slowly, are its ideal hunting grounds. When the rainy season ends and the marl prairies begin to crack from lack of water, the great blue heron moves to the few remaining wetlands, where it patiently awaits its prey. Under the brilliant Everglades sun, the great blue heron stands like a motionless statue in the shallow water. Its long legs and waterproof plumage allow it to move easily through the freshwater sloughs and marl prairies without disturbing the environment. When prey, be it a fish, an amphibian, or even a small mammal, glides by, the great blue heron reacts with a lightning-fast motion, launching its long neck and sharp bill into the water. It can capture its prey in just 1/10 of a second from the moment of detection, thanks to its extremely fast reflexes and absolute concentration. Thanks to this precision skill, the great blue heron's success rate in the freshwater sloughs is between 60 and 70%, according to a 2023 report. Beyond its role as a formidable predator, the great blue heron also plays a crucial part in maintaining ecological balance. By feeding on fish and amphibians, this species helps to control prey populations, preventing overgrowth that could alter the dynamics of the ecosystem. Amidst the arid lands of the Everglades, the pine rockland ecosystem emerges like a vibrant tableau. Although it occupies only 2% of the park's area, this ecosystem is one of the most vital, protecting a unique biodiversity. The exposed limestone bedrock and extremely thin soil make the pine rocklands a true challenge for life. However, the South Florida/pine rises strongly from cracks in the rock, where water and soil accumulate in small pockets. Amidst the dense pine forests and the arid rocky terrain of the Everglades pine rockland ecosystem, The Florida panther moves with an agile body and a keen eye. This cat is one of the top predators in Florida and a unique subspecies of the cougar. The tall pines and the open spaces between them provide an ideal hunting environment where prey is abundant and accessible. However, not all areas of the Everglades are suitable for this species. Since most of the park is covered by wetlands, the Florida panther population is reduced and mostly confined to higher elevation areas like the pine rocklands. The Florida panther is currently on the endangered species list, with an estimated population of only 120 to 230 individuals, living mainly in southern Florida. Previously, the species was distributed throughout the southeastern United States, but its current range occupies less than 5% of its original territory. Its primary prey is the white-tailed deer, which makes up 70 to 90% of its diet, thanks to this species' abundance in the area. With silent steps and lightning speed, the panther approaches its target stealthily and takes it down with powerful pounces and a fatal bite. In the pine forests of the Everglades pine rockland ecosystem, the presence of the white-tailed deer dictates the rhythm of balance for the entire ecosystem. With over 30 million individuals distributed across the United States, this deer is a crucial part of the Everglades ecological picture. The white-tailed deer makes up 70 to 90% of the Florida panther's diet, playing a fundamental role in the food chain. A white-tailed deer consumes between 4.5 to 6.5 pounds of food per day. Its diet varies with the seasons, consisting mainly of shrubs, leaves, acorns, and occasionally grasses. The white-tailed deer has a flexible social structure that changes with the seasons. During the rut, which usually occurs from October to December, males and females live separately and only meet to mate. After the breeding season, males are often solitary or in small groups, while females form groups of 3 to 5 individuals with their young. During the rut, males compete fiercely for breeding rights. Females tend to choose the strongest males with the largest antlers as mates. The antlers are not only an indicator of good health, but also of competitive ability. This process ensures a stronger next generation and a genetically healthy population in the long run. Under the clear skies of the Everglades, the northern mockingbird stands out with its elegant and vibrant demeanor. Its silvery gray plumage allows it to blend into the arid landscape of the pine rocklands, but whenever it takes flight, its characteristic white wing patches flash brilliantly. With a wingspan of 12 to 15 inches and a weight of about 1.5 to 2 ounces, this bird has a small but extremely agile body. In the harsh environment of the pine rocklands, where sparse vegetation and limestone dominate the ground, the northern mockingbird finds its nourishment through a varied diet. The small insects hidden under the bark and the berries hanging among the branches are its source of energy to survive the harshest dry seasons. The northern mockingbird is known for its incredible ability to mimic the songs of other birds and the sounds of its surroundings, including car alarms or mobile phone ringtones. It is believed that this ability plays a fundamental role in establishing and defending territory, as well as in attracting mates. Males, who can mimic a wider variety of sounds, are often more successful in both defending their territory and attracting females. The mechanism behind this ability is based on the mockingbird's capacity to learn and remember sounds for long periods. Some individuals can mimic up to 200 different sounds, including the songs of at least 35 different species. Also in the Everglades pine rockland ecosystem, the loggerhead shrike stands out as a small but skillful predator. With its strong, hooked beak, this bird hunts not only insects and small birds, but also small mammals like mice. Most characteristically, the loggerhead shrike uses thorns or sharp branches to impale its prey, creating a unique image reminiscent of natural clothes hooks. In the vastness of the Everglades, where water flows slowly through endless marshes, tropical hardwood hammocks emerge like unique ecological islands. Just 1 to 3 feet above sea level, these dry lands are firm points amidst a sea of grass and seasonal water. Thanks to this elevation, they escape prolonged floods, creating an ideal refuge for many unique species of flora and fauna. Beneath the canopy is another world. The undergrowth and dense thickets create a perfect sanctuary for the Florida black bear, the white-tailed deer, and especially the Florida panther. These animals find a sanctuary in the hammocks during the dry season, where water is scarce but shade is plentiful. Seen from the sky, these hammocks look like teardrops scattered amidst the slow-flowing water, preserving life amidst the wild nature of the Everglades. Perhaps they are the tears of creation, shed to preserve life in this landscape that, despite seeming desolate, is full of hope. Under the shade of the tropical hardwood hammocks, the Florida black bear finds refuge and an abundant food source. This is a unique subspecies of the American black bear, with an estimated population of around 4,000 individuals in Florida in 2023. Only a small fraction of these live in the Everglades. These dense tropical forests provide not only safe shelters, but also important mating grounds. The vegetation of the tropical hardwood hammocks offers a plentiful food source, with broad-leaved species like mahogany and southern live oak, creating a rich and stable environment year-round for the Florida black bear. In spring and summer, they search for insects and feed on succulent plants. When autumn arrives, their diet shifts to fruits and nuts, especially from the sabal palm and wild olive. Thanks to its omnivorous diet, the Florida black bear plays an essential role in preserving plant diversity. In the ecosystem of the tropical hardwood hammocks, by moving far from the parent plant, the bear disperses the seeds of more than 20 different species through its droppings, thereby promoting the regeneration of the forest. Only in the tropical hardwood hammocks does the gray fox move through the Everglades with remarkable agility and adaptability. It is the only canid whose natural range includes both North and South America. The gray fox possesses a compact and flexible body, ranging from 31 to 44 inches long, including the tail, and weighing between 6.5 and 15 pounds, allowing it to move easily through dense forests. Its gray fur provides excellent camouflage in low-light environments, where sunlight barely penetrates the canopy. As an omnivore, the gray fox consumes a wide variety of foods, including insects, small mammals like mice and squirrels, bird eggs, fruits, and edible tropical plants. In the summer, about 40% of its diet consists of insects and small mammals. Conversely, in the fall and winter, fruits and nuts make up to 60% of its food intake. One of the most remarkable features of the gray fox is its impressive ability to climb trees. Unlike most other canids, it can ascend branches to escape larger predators like the Florida panther or the red wolf. This skill also allows it to access elevated food sources, such as fruits and insects, giving it a significant advantage to survive and thrive in the challenging environment of the Everglades. From late winter to midsummer, the northern cardinal chooses low bushes in the tropical hardwood hammocks to build its nest in safe places. The northern cardinal has entered its breeding season. The dense layers of foliage in these hammocks provide a perfect hideout, helping them protect their eggs and young from predators and harsh weather conditions. Under the shade of the tropical hardwood hammocks, the northern cardinal shines with its brilliant red plumage. The male, with its distinctive crest and a black mask around its beak, measures 8 to 9 inches long and weighs between 1.5 to 1.7 ounces. The female, in contrast, has a paler reddish-brown plumage, but with streaks of red on its wings, tail, and crest, giving it a subtle elegance. The northern cardinal is not only beautiful, but is also known for its powerful song, especially in dense forests. As an omnivorous bird, the northern cardinal's diet consists of seeds, fruits, and insects. About 70% of its diet is made up of seeds and fruits, especially berries. During the breeding season, the northern cardinal increases its consumption of insects to ensure an adequate source of protein to feed its young. During that time, insects account for up to 40% of its diet. Thanks to this behavior, the northern cardinal contributed to a 20% reduction in harmful insect populations in 2024, thus helping to protect vegetation and maintain the stability of the ecosystem. The dense forests of the tropical hardwood hammocks also provide ideal shelter and nesting sites for the southern bald eagle. With its head covered in white feathers contrasting with the dark plumage of its wings, the southern bald eagle creates a majestic and imposing image. With a powerful wingspan of up to 7 feet, each dive from above carries a presence of power and strength, like a living symbol of freedom. In the dense forests of the tropical hardwood hammocks, the southern bald eagle often builds its nests in tall, sturdy trees like oaks and palms. The nests are impressive structures that can weigh hundreds of pounds and are reused for many years, becoming a symbol of resilience in nature. In the tropical forests of the tropical hardwood hammocks, where lagoons, marshes, and streams intertwine, the southern bald eagle finds the perfect environment for hunting. It is a large bird of prey with a wingspan of 6 to 7.5 feet and a weight of 6.5 to 13 pounds. As a sea eagle, its diet is primarily based on fish, which constitutes 60 to 90% of its food intake. In addition to fish, it also hunts birds and small mammals, and at times does not hesitate to feed on carrion. In the darkness of the tropical hardwood hammocks at night, the unmistakable call of the barred owl echoes. It is a distinctive sound that many remember as "Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all?" Its call can be heard from up to half a mile away through the dense forest, marking its territory and serving as a means of communication with its mate. The barred owl is a nocturnal predator with large eyes that allow it to see clearly in the darkness beneath the dense canopy. Its silent flight, combined with its exceptional vision, allows it to hunt without being detected. As we venture deeper into the Cypress Dome ecosystem, the landscape of the Everglades unfolds like a masterpiece of nature, with cypress forests stretching as far as the eye can see. This is one of the most important wetlands in the region, where still, stable water allows the cypress trees to thrive. The dome cypresses grow in clusters, with the tallest trees in the center and smaller ones at the edges, creating a characteristic dome shape. The tall cypress trees are also nesting sites for many bird species, forming a vibrant ecosystem. At their base, mammals find safe shelter, completing a picture of biodiversity where every creature contributes to the balance of the natural environment. Amidst the vast swamps and slow-moving streams of the Everglades Cypress Dome ecosystem, the river otter finds its ideal home. In this environment, the still waters and dense vegetation form a network of wetlands, where these otters can easily hide and hunt without being seen. Underwater, they glide through narrow channels and flooded prairies in search of food, mainly fish and other aquatic species. River otters are not just solitary creatures. They also form small groups of 2 to 5 individuals, cooperating closely in hunting and sharing territory. They often live in family groups consisting of a mother and her young, using burrows they dig themselves or take over from other species for shelter. As a semi-aquatic species, the river otter stands out for its great dexterity when hunting underwater. Thanks to its agility and flexibility, it pursues fish, crustaceans, and occasionally amphibians. Their whiskers are highly sensitive, allowing them to detect movements in the water even when visibility is limited. Although they often hunt alone, they can also cooperate in groups, increasing their success rate by 20%, especially in deeper waters. River otters play a crucial role in the ecological balance of the Everglades Cypress Dome ecosystem. According to a 2024 study, otters can reduce small predatory fish populations in wetlands by up to 30%, which alleviates pressure on larger fish species. Otters also compete for resources with other large predators, like alligators, making them a key component in maintaining the delicate balance of the Cypress Dome ecosystem. In the tranquility of the Cypress Dome ecosystem, the anhinga perches on a branch or rock with its wings spread wide, drying its feathers and regulating its body temperature. With a body that can be up to 35 inches long and a weight of about 2.5 pounds, the anhinga is capable of diving deep to catch fish and other aquatic animals. However, after these dives, its feathers become waterlogged, making it heavier and limiting its ability to fly. Its flight capability is highly dependent on sunning, which allows it to dry its feathers quickly, especially in the hot, humid climate of the Everglades. The anhinga is a specialized aquatic predator, recognized by its long, sharp beak that allows it to spear and catch fish with great precision. Fish make up to 90% of its diet, according to a 2024 study, while the rest consists of amphibians and small crustaceans. Thanks to its webbed feet, the anhinga swims with agility, gliding underwater like a silent spear, using the shadows to approach its prey without being detected. Through its underwater hunting style, the anhinga plays an essential role in regulating fish populations, helping to maintain the balance of the ecosystem. A 2024 study showed that the anhinga can consume up to 50% of the small fish in some freshwater areas of the Everglades, thus contributing to the ecological stability of the environment. Along the coast of southern Florida, the majestic aerial roots of the red mangrove rise like natural fortifications, holding back the onslaught of waves and storms. Where the land meets the sea, the mangrove forest stretches, embracing the coastline. This system acts not only as a shield, but also as a natural nursery. In these nutrient-rich, brackish waters, the red mangrove, with its prominent roots, helps to stabilize the soil and prevent coastal erosion. Black mangroves and white mangroves form different forest layers, each playing an essential role in maintaining the ecosystem. This is also a vibrant territory, teeming with biodiversity. Birds, fish, and crustaceans gather here, with more than 220 species of fish existing in this unique brackish water environment. The shallow, nutrient-rich waters under the mangrove canopy provide an ideal place for reproduction, protecting the young from predatory threats. The delicate balance of the food chain is maintained by these fish. They serve as a food source for birds and mammals, while also regulating crustacean and amphibian populations. Each morning, as the sun illuminates the mangrove forests, flocks of wading birds spread their wings and fly across the sky, creating scenes full of life. The brackish ecosystem of the mangrove forest provides them not only with shelter, but also with an abundant source of food. We have seen the American alligator as an apex predator, but its most crucial role is revealed when the dry season arrives. As the water level in the sloughs recedes, the alligator uses its powerful snout and tail to dig deep holes, known as gator holes. These holes are not just a refuge for the alligator itself. When much of the Everglades dries up, they become the last oases, precious reservoirs of fresh water. Fish, turtles, birds, and even mammals come here to survive the harsh dry season. In this way, the American alligator unwittingly becomes an ecosystem engineer. It not only hunts to survive, but it also shapes its habitat, becoming an unwilling guardian for dozens of other species. Through the scorching summer months. Among these birds, the brown pelican stands out with a wingspan of 6.5 to 8 feet and a unique hunting technique. With an average weight of 6.5 to 11 pounds, it is one of the most iconic species of coastal and mangrove areas. The brown pelican uses a gular pouch under its bill to catch fish, achieving a success rate of up to 60%, especially during seasons of abundant food. In the past, this species was on the brink of extinction due to the use of the pesticide DDT. Thanks to conservation efforts, their numbers have recovered significantly. Another wading bird that stands out in the mangrove ecosystem is the American white ibis, often seen wading in shallow waters. In ancient Egypt, it was believed that the ibis was the embodiment of the god Thoth, the god of wisdom and knowledge. Its long, thin, downward curving bill allows it to probe for crustaceans hidden under the mud. Unlike many other wading birds, the white ibis feeds primarily on crabs and shrimp. This dietary preference allows it to control crustacean populations, helping to maintain the ecological balance of the mangrove ecosystem. The mangrove ecosystem is now a refuge and feeding ground for one of the rarest and most vulnerable aquatic mammals, the West Indian manatee. This species is particularly vulnerable to boat propellers due to its limited ability to detect low-frequency sounds. Weighing up to 1,200 pounds, these gentle giants spend about 8 hours a day grazing on seagrass and other aquatic vegetation. Their slow and constant movement contributes to the balance of the ecosystem, consuming up to 100 pounds of vegetation daily. At the intersection of land and sea in the Everglades, the coastal lowlands emerge, where natural elements blend perfectly. Here, there is no clear boundary between fresh and salt water. Each rainy season brings a flow of fresh water from the north, flooding the marshes and arid lands. The coastal lowlands are a diverse, harsh, yet essential ecosystem. They form a natural bulwark that protects the Everglades from storms. Everything seems to work as if an invisible hand of creation is guiding and arranging every detail with a profound and wonderful wisdom.
Its presence is felt in the sudden silence of the grass, a ripple of unease that alters the very pulse of the wild. One step forward, and the landscape fractures. One roar, and the laws of the savannah are rewritten in an instant. The fleet-footed choose distance. The largest groups rely on discipline. Yet, all must eventually defer to the ultimate authority. Here, the question is not who dares challenge the lion, but who remains standing when it advances. In the southern Serengeti, where grasslands stretch for miles, African painted wolves move like the wind. Agile, versatile, and bound by seamless coordination. Each individual weighs roughly 60 pounds. Together, they form a masterwork of speed and strategy. Lions and painted wolves rarely clash over food, but territorial disputes are another matter. When a male lion detects wolves trespassing on his domain, the atmosphere shifts instantly. A single close approach can shatter the pack's formation. Facing a male lion, the wolf's instinct is to scatter, keeping distance and watching from afar. The divide between them is vast, a chasm of pure brute force. A patriarch lion stands as a titan among shadows, possessing a weight that no amount of strategy can easily overcome. Yet, in this arena, gravity and muscle are not the only masters of fate. When a lioness wanders alone or with her cubs, she becomes far more circumspect. Her objective then is not dominion, but protection. The spotted hyena stands as one of Africa's most highly organized predators. Adults weigh roughly 139 pounds, with jaws delivering a crushing 1,100 pounds per square inch. Their clans are led by females, who are larger, more decisive, and maintain a strict order. Living in vast societies that can exceed 80 individuals. They are not merely hunters, they watch for opportunities to commandeer meals from lions or leopards. The hyenas weave a web of psychological attrition, testing the air, probing for a flicker of doubt. But the arrival of a male lion is a seismic event. His sheer authority shatters their resolve, reclaiming the earth with a single, heavy stride. A confrontation may be settled without the need for excessive force. Today, the meal remains with the masters. The clan retreats in an orderly fashion, conserving energy for another opening. Leopards are solitary specialists. Females weigh 88 pounds, though large males can reach 198. They dwell in the shadows, choosing high boughs or rocky ridges to monitor prey and stay safe. Should a lion approach, if the leopard reacts early, it vanishes like a launched arrow. Reaching over 35 miles per hour, a leopard can sprint up a trunk in seconds, beyond reach. Yet, if a whole pride surrounds it, the chance of escape is nearly non-existent. Lionesses coordinate to block exits, while a male uses his presence to exert control. Even high in the canopy, a leopard is not entirely secure. Lions, particularly young females, can sometimes climb to seize a stolen meal. On the plains, there is no permanent sanctuary, only fleeting moments of equilibrium between power and survival. On the savannah, the cheetah is an icon of speed. With a body weighing 121 pounds, it is the swiftest in every chase. Usually, a cheetah can elude a lion thanks to its phenomenal velocity. With early detection, it curves away and vanishes from sight within heartbeats. But in moments of oversight, if a lion gets too close, even the fastest reflexes may fail. A hesitation measured in heartbeats can prove fatal. When competing for prey, the balance tilts heavily toward the lion. Having downed a meal, a cheetah must eat rapidly and depart before larger predators arrive. Among the great cats, the cheetah is the fastest, yet the most physically vulnerable. On the African plains, speed grants survival, but it never guarantees safety. On the grasslands, a lion's journey to maturity is a constant trial of instinct and order. For every 10 cubs born, only about 4 will reach their adult years. In their first months, cubs hide in dense thickets, entirely dependent upon their mother. Hyenas, leopards, and rock pythons lurk near the heavy grass. By age 2, young males leave the pride, wandering dozens of miles daily to find their own path. Territorial competition is the ultimate turning point of adulthood. Coalitions of male lions, usually 2 to 4, hold territories spanning 31 to 120 square miles. They patrol nightly, scent marking and roaring to assert their undisputed control. When 2 rival coalitions meet, the conflict can erupt with terrifying intensity. Territory control also safeguards the food supply and the next generation. New coalitions sometimes target existing cubs to reduce future competition. Having faced the giants of the wild, the honey badger returns to its refined instincts as a small-scale hunter. On the arid plains, it detects a tortoise moving slowly under the scorching sun. The badger studies it carefully, then flips it over with claws as strong as steel. It experiments with different angles, skillfully navigating small gaps to reach the nourishment within. For the honey badger, it is a well-earned feast. But it does not stop there. The honey badger even preys upon juvenile crocodiles. With even greater audacity, It sometimes challenges an adult resting near the reed beds. On the parched savanna, the elephant is a symbol of absolute crushing power. Standing over 10 feet tall and weighing tens of thousands of pounds, a single step shakes the earth. Conversely, the honey badger stands less than 12 inches high, yet size rarely limits its resolve. The elephant, a moving mountain, issues a thunderous warning, cloaking the air in a shroud of dust. Any other creature would vanish. But the honey badger is fueled by a singular, defiant madness. Small in stature, yet possessed by a spirit that knows no fear, it marches forward not in ignorance, but in open rebellion against the giants. Though a single kick could be fatal, its stubborn nature keeps it in the confrontation. On the Kalahari, the lion is the icon of authority. Every stride carries the weight of a ruler. Powerful jaws, muscles like coiled steel, and a pounce strong enough to fell an antelope in seconds. In its world, few dare challenge it, save for one small but remarkably tenacious creature, the honey badger. In the Serengeti, a law presides, more ancient than the land itself. Life must be paid for with life. Here, the dawn does not bring light, it brings exposure. There is nowhere left to hide. This is not a hunt, it is a war, waged over every inch of earth, in every living moment. This is no place for hesitation. A second's pause is a lifetime lost. Speed is the weapon, strength the sentence, and fear the deadliest of poisons. Here there are no villains, no heroes, only the hunter and the hunted. And the brutal symphony of the wild has only just begun. This is the Vermont salt pan in southern Africa, a wetland of some 42 acres. It is a sanctuary for a remarkable diversity of bird life. Its name is derived from the French Mont Vert, meaning green mountain, a tribute to the verdant, nearby Onrus Mountain. Powerful underground springs nourish the vegetation, creating an oasis for life. It has become a cherished destination, drawing nature lovers to witness its spectacle. In a single hour, one might observe as many as 40 different species, especially during the spring and early summer months. But as the dry season arrives, many species will migrate, flying thousands of miles in search of promised lands. The waters here can be swift and strong, yet there are also quiet lagoons. Each bird finds its own space. The red-knobbed coot spends much of its time preening or foraging for food. Two distinctive red knobs on its forehead are its defining feature during the breeding season. A shy bird, it will quickly depart if it senses danger. It feeds on the roots and stems of aquatic plants, but will also take small underwater invertebrates. Both parents share the duty of incubating the 5 to 7 eggs. The chicks leave the nest soon after hatching and are fully independent in about 60 days. The Cape shoveler often travels in pairs or small flocks. The male is distinguished by his characteristic yellow eyes. They are omnivores, feeding on both plants and animals, with a particular fondness for mollusks and insects. The great crested grabe, an exceptional swimmer, is comparable in size to a common mallard. In many nations, this bird is now facing the threat of extinction. It flies only during its seasonal migration, on an impressive wingspan that can reach nearly 35 inches. Its preferred food is fish. It dives to depths of 13 to 20 feet and can hold its breath for several minutes while hunting its prey. During the mating season, it dons a magnificent plumage, black ear-like tufts, and a striking reddish-brown collar. The black-winged stilt, a delicate bird with characteristically long legs, is about the size of a pigeon. Its slender, red legs account for 60% of its body height. Its wingspan can reach up to 32 inches. This species is exceptionally sensitive to environmental changes. Falling water levels and chemical pollution caused by humans are shrinking its habitat. The grey heron can stand over 3 feet tall and fly at speeds of 30 miles per hour. They are often solitary hunters but live in large colonies. The diet of the grey heron is varied, including fish, amphibians, and even small rodents and snakes. The unique shape of its neck allows it to strike with extraordinary speed to seize its prey, which it then swallows whole. They can hunt by day or by night, their excellent vision adapted for finding food in the darkness. This is a kelp gull. Although they often live in small flocks, this individual is alone. The plumage of adult and juvenile birds is markedly different. A young gull has a dark brown back. It will take 3 to 4 years for it to fully mature and acquire its adult feathers. This bird is an opportunist. It eats any small prey it can find, including refuse and carrion. The white-breasted cormorant, as its name suggests, has a striking white breast and neck. It is a large bird with a body length that can reach 35 inches. They inhabit open waters, from freshwater lakes to coastal lagoons, wherever there is a plentiful supply of fish. Each day, a cormorant requires about 1 pound of food. Astonishingly, it can swallow a fish up to 30 inches long. Its body is built for hunting fish, with powerful muscles and very little fat. It can dive to depths of 13 feet and hold its breath for a minute. The greater flamingo is one of this land's most splendid residents. They are capable of flying at speeds of up to 37 miles per hour. This is a highly social species. During migration, they can form immense flocks of many thousands of individuals. The flamingo's uniquely curved bill acts as a filter. They draw in water and push it out, retaining the small crustaceans, mollusks, and algae on which they feed. It is the carotenoid pigments in their food that give their feathers their characteristic pink hue. To rest, they often stand on one leg, a posture that requires incredible balance. Flamingos pair for only a single breeding season. Their courtship dance is a spectacular display of synchronized movements. Both parents build the nest and take turns incubating a single egg for about 30 days. The chicks are born with gray plumage and only acquire their brilliant pink feathers at 2 to 3 years of age. Unfortunately, the greatest threat to the flamingo comes from human activity. Climate change and industrial pollution are destroying their habitats. The kelp gull population, in contrast, is very stable, with an estimated 3.3 to 4.3 million individuals worldwide. Plastics and oil spills are the primary threats they face. The black-winged stilt, though small, is both intelligent and resilient. It may forage alone, but will band together to defend its nests from predators. The white-breasted cormorant also faces persecution from humans. Fishermen often see them as competitors and will drive them away, or even shoot them. Sometimes, the mere presence of people is enough to cause them to abandon their nests. Approximately 55% of chicks do not survive their first year due to predation or starvation. Sanctuaries like the Vermont salt pan offer safety, helping the birds to avoid the fishing nets and oil pollution common in harbor areas. Sadly, despite its extraordinary biodiversity, the Vermont salt pan is not yet a designated reserve. Commercial interests and a lack of funding are significant obstacles. The clearing of eucalyptus trees for housing developments has forced many bird species to leave. Poaching still occurs due to a lack of enforcement. The efforts of local authorities to establish a reserve here are invaluable. This corner of paradise is surely worthy of protection, so that future generations may also wonder at its beauty. Here, life is as fragile as a candle in the wind. There is no promise of tomorrow, neither for the strong nor the weak. One wrong step leads straight into a living hell. Second chances simply do not exist in nature's dictionary. Fate can be stolen away, faster than the blink of an eye. This is a place where every single breath is a miracle of survival. Any living thing can be prey. For the colobus monkey, a moment's lapse in concentration can be fatal. Danger is ever present, and sometimes it comes from a close relative. They share this forest with chimpanzees, and for the most part, both exist on a diet of plants. For around 70% of the time, chimpanzees feed on fruits, leaves, and other vegetation. Secure power or trade for favors from females. A society of chilling complexity. On average, a chimpanzee will eat meat on 9 days of the year, and the colobus monkey is a favored prize. In the dark river below, an ancient assassin lies in wait. The dwarf crocodile. At less than 5 feet long, it is perfectly equipped and far from the African coast, isolated from the mainland for tens of millions of years, lies the island of Madagascar, a world unto itself. Its inhabitants are unlike any other creatures on Earth. A troop of brown lemurs spends the cool night and early morning warming themselves together. But they can never let their guard down. A formidable predator is on the prowl. The fossa. It moves with equal stealth through the trees and across the forest floor. A fossa may sleep for long periods, but once awake, it can travel up to 16 miles a day, patrolling its territory. Exceptionally flexible ankles allow it to descend trees head first. This blend of feline power and mongoose agility makes it a peerless hunter. And the lemur, one of its favorite meals, can sometimes be as large as the hunter itself. Madagascar is also home to a master marksman, the chameleon. Many believe chameleons change color to camouflage themselves. In fact, it is primarily for thermoregulation or to display emotion, a vibrant form of communication written on the skin. Its true weapons are its eyes, 2 independent turrets, each capable of rotating 360 degrees. When a target is locked, they converge, providing perfect 3-dimensional vision. A praying mantis, intent on its own meal, is oblivious to the silent approach of danger. And then, strike. The tongue launches from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 1/100th of a second. This sticky, viscous spear is longer than its entire body. The mucus on its tip is 400 times more viscous than human saliva. The unfortunate mantis has no time to realize its fate. Deep in the ancient rainforests of Cameroon is the realm of a real-life King Kong, the western lowland gorilla. Powerful, intelligent, and immense. A fully grown male can stand 5 feet tall. Young males spend much of their time observing the adults. A mature silverback is the embodiment of absolute power, 8 times stronger than an Olympic weightlifter, with a bite force double that of a lion. They display this strength through chest beating, charging, and tearing at vegetation. Within each gorilla troop, only one silverback reigns supreme. Every gorilla has a unique nose print, much like a human fingerprint. Researchers use this feature to identify individuals throughout their lives. Yet, for all their phenomenal strength, they are, for the most part, gentle creatures. They are the diligent gardeners of the forest. Seeds that pass through a gorilla's digestive system germinate more effectively, helping to regenerate this ancient forest. If the gorilla is nurtured by family, this creature is a solitary hunter from birth. The king cobra, born an orphan and an innate killer. The mother plays no part in raising her young. The moment they hatch, they must find their own first meal. Armed with a neurotoxic venom as potent as an adult's, these tiny snakes need no size to be lethal. A bullfrog would be a perfect start. In northern Zambia, a creature that seems to have walked out of the Jurassic. The shoebill, standing nearly 5 feet tall, it can remain motionless for hours, a terrifying patience. The killer instinct is deeply ingrained. Hatching days before its siblings, the firstborn kills them in the nest. Now an adult, it hunts the shallows. Its 10-inch bill, tipped with a sharp hook, is not for display. It acts as a perfect counterweight when the moment comes to strike. In the Okavango Delta, the annual flood brings life, creating lush new pastures. To survive here means adapting to a semi-aquatic existence. For the Lechwe antelope, this is no problem. They gather here in their hundreds, Long, splayed hooves and a water-repellent coat allow them to move through the wetlands with ease. The Okavango. Home to the continent's most efficient hunters, the African wild dog. A large pack like this may hunt twice a day. Before a hunt, the pack holds a democratic vote by sneezing. If a quorum of sneezes is reached, the hunt is on. Unlike lions, wild dogs have a deeply compassionate society. After a kill, the fit and healthy regurgitate food for the old, the infirm, and the injured who could not join the hunt. No one is left behind. While some must run to live, others must swim. The spotted-necked otter, with its streamlined body and incredible speed, is a swift and relentless killer. Sharp claws and jagged teeth make it formidably dangerous as it pursues slippery fish. And while the otter relies on speed, the saddle-billed stork depends on patience and timing. Standing over 5 feet tall, it is the world's tallest stork, giving it a great advantage when wading through deep water. It often hunts by touch. When a fish brushes against its partially open bill, it snaps shut with astonishing speed. On the Luangwa plains of Zambia, 3 male cheetahs have formed a coalition. A herd of wildebeest with their young has been spotted. The chase begins. But when it comes to drinking, the cheetah needs not stealth, but cunning. It must contend with the crocodiles concealed along the riverbank. The cheetah's eyesight is superb, but the crocodile is a master of camouflage. The cheetah, however, is the fastest land mammal on Earth, capable of reaching 75 miles per hour in just a few strides. It can turn at a 50-degree angle while at full speed, a feat beyond the capabilities of even the finest motorcycle. Speed is its gift, but also its curse. After each sprint, the cheetah's body overheats like a straining engine. It must rest for at least 30 minutes to cool down, a time when it is most vulnerable to scavengers like hyenas or lions. As the seasons turn, so too does the landscape. At the St. Lucia estuary in South Africa, the green mamba must adapt its hunting strategies to the floodplain. Its emerald scales are a signal of lethal danger. The very shape of its head is coffin-like. Its venom attacks the nerves, muscles, and heart, causing a rapid death from respiratory paralysis. Often dismissed as opportunistic scavengers, hyenas are, in fact, expert hunters. They are masters of the long-distance chase. Their stamina is rivaled only, perhaps, by the African wild dog. Each year, the Luangwa floodplain draws tens of thousands of migrating wildebeest. These waterholes are a lifeline for the thirsty herds. Amidst the arid desert, an elephant matriarch and her young calf face a journey of survival. They have traveled over 40 miles across this wasteland and must urgently replenish their strength. But these are no ordinary elephants. They are the desert elephants. Relying on knowledge passed down through generations, the matriarch leads her family to a hidden source of life, the Honib River. Its water lies deep underground, but the acacia trees that line its banks offer precious gifts. A bull uses his immense strength to shake the trees, dislodging the pods from the high branches. He then uses his dexterous trunk, composed of 40,000 individual muscles, to gather the fallen rewards,